So today in one of the groups I attend, we were talking about the word surrender. Surrender in our lives is necessary, surrendering to the current circumstances, perhaps, so we're not fighting against things that cannot be changed. And somebody brought up the idea of the serenity prayer. The thing that came to my mind was the word surrender is loaded. Surrender typically is used in terms of an attack. I'm being attacked, therefore I need to surrender to an adversary. And I don't think that's what we're talking about when we use the term surrender. In fact, I think it's more like this. A couple weeks ago, my daughter was going on a week-long vacation, and she left her car with me so that I could attend to some new spark plugs and new coils in the back. And it was going to take several hours to do the back three spark plugs. I was also going to do an oil change at the same time. When she left that car with me, she did not question whether I was going to get that oil change done or whether I was going to get those spark plugs put in. She surrendered that car to me and to my will so that I could attend to the thing that I knew how to attend to, the very thing that she, in fact, needed. Now, I'm not an adversary. I was not attacking her. Instead, I was assisting her. That process of giving up, of giving over, so that somebody who knows better and can take care of whatever that thing is really a process of surrender. Now, the interesting thing to me is that when we think of the word surrender, one of the things that comes up is who am I surrendering to? If I know that I'm struggling in a given circumstance against reality, perhaps, and I need to surrender to whatever's happening, surrender to the flow of the river, who am I surrendering to? I think many times when we get stuck in this idea of, I have to surrender, we don't know who we're surrendering to, and therefore we can't trust. We don't trust that when we give our car over to this other individual, the oil change is going to get done, the spark plugs are going to get replaced, everything's going to be fine. In a broader sense, surrender is necessary in our lives, but we need to understand who we're surrendering to. And if we don't know who we're surrendering to, then of course it's difficult to trust. But when we know who we're surrendering to, we know who we're placing our trust in, then that process of trusting and surrender becomes much easier. So my question and my ask of you is, do you know who you're surrendering to? And if you don't, well, then surrender is going to be very difficult for you. But if you do, surrender is easier. You know who you're placing your trust and your faith in. If you find surrender difficult, you're not alone. But it is one of your best opportunities to stop dealing with things that are above your pay grade, the things you're no good at, you don't understand anyhow, because there is a loving, faithful God who does